and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the WardiTV Monday. WardiTV Monday number 81, your weekly dose of WardiTV action. I'm of course just VIP with you and joined by these amazing players and brother people in chat as well. Welcome, one and all. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. We have returned. It has been a while since we've covered a WardiTV Monday. We do have a bit of a backlog. Again, there's just been so much going on with the GSL qualifiers, with GSL proper with RSL as well, because of all the major events that have been ongoing. Then events like WardiTV Monday have been falling by the wayside. Now we're here to catch up, especially with the PTR now coming out and with the new patch on the horizon. Did want to work through our backlog of tournaments as quickly as possible leading into the next patch, of course. So that's going to be events like WardiTV Mondays, Brazilian tournaments like Amantes, Kofa Giants Cup, and some StarCraft the Illusion League as well. We do have a bit of a backlog. We are working through it, and hopefully it doesn't take us too long to catch back up. We should be able to do so within the next like 2-3 weeks, and then ideally we would be caught back up, and then bam, new patch, or at least updated on the PTR. And of course we're still covering those live events whenever we can when it comes to our tournaments, when it comes to the Bigger Cups, Kung Fu Cups, and potentially even Monday Night Weeklies. We'll see. We shall see. Regardless, we're going to be jumping into the WardiTV Monday, jumping into Los Semifinales. Here we go. Up first, we do have a PvP between Shameless and Classic. Again, Shameless, not a player that we typically see make it this far in an open tournament like this, so already some big accolades. We've already been giving a lot of praise to Shameless as of late when it comes to his achievements, taking down some of these big Korean players, but we'll see how he compares to Classic. Classic, of course, being one of the best pro players in the world, has had a bit of a lull recently. He has had some rougher results in recent weeks and recent months, but still one of the best Protoss players in the world. Let's go. Let us jump into it as we load into 10,000 feet. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the blue Protoss player representing Stowny Bulls. It is Shameless. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the orange Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss representing Protoss Pro. It is a Classic. So let us go as we are jumping into our initial PvP. Oh boy, when it comes to PvP, of course, Classic is a specialist. We were just going over the fact that he did defeat Max Pax this week. Hero as well. Classic, he's one of the many tournament champions from this week's tournaments, from this week's Open Cups, and we'll see how he compares to Shameless here. Shameless, of course, has been causing upsets himself when it comes to the PvP matchup. That is true. We've been seeing him take it to players like Classic, like Hero in the past couple of weeks. But it's one of those things where Shameless has to be at his best, on his A game, to bring it to these players. He has to be in tip-top shape, tip-top form, to be able to contest against the best of the best players in the world. We'll see what he brings to the table. So far, standard openers. Bearing in mind as well, this is in the base live version of the game. This is not in the PTR. Once again, the Wardi events are not a part of the PTR, and we don't really expect that anytime soon, but hopefully in the near future we can see some more PTR events from Wardi's side of things. We can at least say that, again, the other Open Cups are embracing said PTR. True. As hello. Classic does move out across the map. We have one pylon back at home, and we have a second pylon across the map, I'm assuming here, and this is a prime location for a very real proxy. Oh boy. So Classic is going to double down. Meanwhile, Shameless back at home, going for a 2-gate opener into a pylon in the main base, standard opener out of Shameless. He does scout across the map, and Shameless, he's aware that a pylon is missing. So he knows that something is amiss here. Now, it could be a real proxy, could be a fake proxy, could be a robo, could be a Stargate, could be a gateway. It's going to be up to, again, Shameless to determine what exactly is happening here. And very common it is to send out a second worker to scout. For now, Shameless is checking the center of the map just to make sure there's no fake proxy pylon, and then based on the rally, it looks like he is checking the left-hand side and will eventually find this eventually. As long as he doesn't reroute that rally, which does happen from time to time. Now though, it's prime to scout, and very nice read. Shameless going for his robo opener back at home. Very nice. This is meant to be a hard counter to a proxy, and the probe scout will eventually wait, will it? It should, when it comes back around. I think this initial rotation, yeah, will barely miss the robo, but then as it comes back around, it should spot the robo in the Oh no. God damn it. Shameless, no. Shameless, he does reroute, so it's going to be a delayed scout here for Shameless. Back at home, he's still going for a very safe opener though, so he's already blindly countering what is going on, despite not really confirming the build of choice. As there we go, finally he does confirm the Robo. It is going to be the Prism first to harass across the map, followed by Immortal Reinforcements. What it does shade in. Ooh, classic. He does get into the main base so far, getting one a probe kill. Can we get two? Oh, barely does. Okay, second probe does go down. Adept is going to be cleaned up, and here comes the main push. Here comes the Prism with Immortal Reinforcements. Back in the main base, we have a Prism on the way. Sorry, we have a battery on the main, it's meant to say. We have a battery, we have a third gateway, we have a force field as well with that sentry. Shameless, he has the tools to defend, and he has his own defensive immortal production as well. So far, so good. After said immortal, we can go second immortal or for a faster war prism, so we can have some micro potential from the side of Shameless. We'll lose the pylon. Oh, one of the gateways will be depowered. Does depower a gate? This will slow down the war pins. Likewise, there's that war prism on the way. Now, until that prism comes out, Classic can catch a unit with force fields. And see, he wants to. He wants to bait the unit out. And he doesn't get locked in. The Classic does pull away. It pulls away once again, not losing any units, going for the gateway. And nibbling away at the Stalkers. Taking a bit of hull damage here. And Classic, instead of pushing up the ramp, and again, very respectful, he sees the build of choice, he's aware of the defensive robo. Classic expands. He knows that trying to push up this ramp, it's going to be very difficult here for Classic because of the build that Shameless went for. So instead, expanding and trying to get further ahead, the Probe Scout will confirm the expansion. Shameless is aware. He's aware of the Nexus. Does have a pylon out on the map. And I'd say shade into the main, not bad. Yeah, gets 1, 2, 3, 4 probes. Oh my god. They're getting up to 5. In the end, that will force Classic's hand. Ooh, taking a lot of hull damage on the Immortal. There's a lot of damage here on Classic's Immortal. Can we hold on a little bit longer? Again, we have a third Immortal on the way. Not enough anti-air to really threaten the War Prism. But still decent trades. Nice shuttling here by Classic. Does not lose him. Oh no! Shameless, a little bit of miscontrol, but he does pull away in time. I say miscontrol, he was a little bit out of position, but does save the Immortal. Yeah, he does save it. So far is holding on. Did take down one of the Immortals as well. Not bad. Jesus, it's so low. Oh my god. Yeah, the Immortal's so very low. Shameless, we gotta be careful. Cuidado, papi, cuidado. Let's try to move down. Now, again, these trades have been slightly in favor of Shameless. That is true. Like, he has been taking better fights so far. But remember, there is a Nexus, right? Classic does have a second base. He can back off and macro out of this. So the pressure is still very much on Shameless. Does warp in across the map. Can shade in once again. And Classic backs off. He backs off. He pulls away again. Classic was having worse trades up the ramp. Adept say threaten to shade. Do we have a warp in? Oh, we have no wall up. And no wall up in the main. Does force a recall. Doesn't commit to the shade actually. Oh, I feel like there was a missed opportunity here to potentially get what, 3, 4 kills. There was a missed opportunity. Shameless breaks out. Denies the Immortal. So far, so good. I had Eps, they get caught. They don't trade with anything. Brutal there. Shameless, he defends, going for his own expansion at the same time, trying to keep up with the Prism of Classic. Does deflect. And this is going to be quite risky here. He's going for his own harass. Classic is in position. He has limited anti-air, but there we go. We have a Stalker warp in, 3 Stalkers, 2 sentries. Plenty of anti-air. No! Plenty of anti-air. The Prism. Yeah, Prism goes down. The Immortals as well. Ay, ay, ay. Does trade somewhat, but heavy losses here for Shane. Once he gets locked in with a force field, he cannot get away. Does try to recall, and he will save 1 Immortal. Ah, but that was a rough loss here for Shameless. Ay, ay, ay. Losing a Prism adds an Immortal. Not like this. Nice try to have a classic. Goes in, gets 4 probes, doesn't lose anything. Pulls away in time. Pulls away. Pulls away, just keeping Shameless distracted. When it comes to the economies here, Classic does have a slight lead, does find the pylon, so no more harassment. No more harassment for Shameless. And Classic is taking control of the game. Again, this was, I'll be honest, this was a better start for Shameless. Shameless, he was ahead early on. He was dealing more damage across the map. He was up in workers. He was out trading the Immortals as well. Like, Shameless had the better start, but has lost a lot of momentum here. Did miss an opportunity to get more worker damage in the main base. Did lose his Prism, of course, and now Adepts is shading into the main. Ooh, doesn't quite commit. But Classic, he is committing. Getting a third base, that is true, but working towards Glaives. It's going to be a very committed attack here with Mass Glaive Adepts and Immortals. This does not scale well into a longer game. Classic intends to end it. Tends to end it. And we'll soon be moving out. Throwing down extra gateways. Back into Immortal production. And Shameless, what is the plan? Did get Blink himself. And that will help. It'll come down to how we engage. Shameless is pushing. No War Prism for Shameless. It's still just now popping out. Get spotted. Scatter out a classic. Setting up back at home. We have 4 Immortals here for Shameless. That's a lot of Immortals, that is true, but Adepts, they built a tank. They're built to tank Immortal shots. And we're getting extra gateways online. Classic has a greater economy. Has more production. And can Shameless break through? Can he break through? So far, does try to lock in one of the Immortals. At the same time, all these sentries are not going to be a factor here. They're going to be zoned back. Nice forces on Classic. And Classic has a better concave, does push him away. And at the same time, no, it's 2 Adepts. 2 Adepts, they bust into the mineral line. 10 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. And brutal damage across the map as we're still not done. And the Classic shades into the main, getting more damage. At the same time, Shameless, he does not gain any ground here. Yeah, Shameless just falling apart. He has nothing left. Immortals are exposed. They can be focused down. And GG. GG gets called. Classic, he'll take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, oh, Jesus. Again, Shameless, he had a really strong start. I was very impressed by the initial openers, by the initial quote-unquote hard counter as well, defending the main base, breaking out, claiming his own natural, of course, as well, counter-attacking, getting into the mineral lines. Like, we had a lot of really nice moments there for Shameless, and he did take a lead, and then he did lose that lead. Again, as we mentioned, there were some missed opportunities to harass in the main base once again and get more economic damage. Likewise, I saw him take the risk of going for his own Immortal drop, and he lost the Prism, he lost the Immortal as well, he lost map control as a result, and it all slowly fell apart from there. GG. GG, well played. Classic will take a lead in the series, and now we're getting to game number 2. Let's go. We're jumping to game 2, going to be on Celestial Enclave. Here we go. No. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Celestial Enclave, we have the orange Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss. Representing Protoss Pro, it is a Classic. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Soundy Balls. It is Shameless. Here we go. And once again, Shameless, he was looking very impressive in the first half of the first game, but then it did slowly fall apart, did slowly slip out of his fingers, did end up losing that lead. We'll see how we open up this time here. As game 1, Classic went for the proxy robo. Here in game 2, welcome to Celestial Enclave, a map that is very rarely seen in PvP due to the fact that we have a ramp coming into the natural. So going for a greedy opener like a Nexus First or Gate Expand is much more common on Celestial. Much more common. Shameless moves out across the map, as so does Classic. Both probes do move out. And Shameless, he should be able to pylon block. With this block, we should be forcing out a Cybercore, forcing out a Stargate, all before the expand. Shameless likewise also going for a 1-gate opener, but on the high ground. Okay, mirrored builds. Both mirrored builds, both players want to expand, but both players forced to get the Cybercore. So Cybercore out of Shameless, Cybercore out of Classic. There's a very high chance that both players go Stargate, and if that's the case, we're going to be seeing Phoenix Wars. It's been a while. We haven't seen too much of that, as we, again, rarely see Celestial Enclave. I want to say it's the only map in the current map pool that actually allows for this sort of play. Just trying to go through all the maps. But the only map with a high ground natural. There are more in the TLMC, of course, as we do get the Nexus. Okay. Yeah, Nexus before Stargate. A greedier follow-up here by Classic. Meanwhile, Shameless, he wants to expand as well, and he will. No blocks. So no major delays. Oh, no, that is still Stargate before Nexus. So Shameless, he's going to be behind economically in favor of the Stargate. Meanwhile, Classic is getting a slightly later Stargate himself. Now, checking the vision here, Classic did confirm the attempted Stargate. Yep, he reconfirmed Stargate is on the way. Shameless also confirms as well. So this is why this is typically how Phoenix Wars are born, or how they start, how they begin, due to the fact that both players scout each other, both players see each other's Stargates, and because of that, you should not make an Oracle. If you make an Oracle, there's a very high chance that it goes down to the first Phoenix. So this is where we start and we don't stop Phoenix production. Now I say that Classic is very known, he's very fond and very known for going for a blink transition out of Phoenixes. So we should be seeing starting Phoenixes initially, then into blink, but this is going to be Oracle first. Ooh, a very bold move here by Classic. This is, I mean, almost this is overconfident, 100%. Overconfident. Oracle first into the Twilight Council as well, into Blink Stalkers. As I mentioned, Classic does like to switch into blink. For better, for worse. Shameless building up his Phoenixes. Now, Shameless should have the advantage, assuming that Shameless is able to cache the Oracle, right? If the Oracle is able to sit by it, and it shouldn't, but if it does, then Shameless will fall behind. First things first, there is a pylon inside of the main, so he can warp in. Oh, misread, second Stargate, Mass Phoenix here by Shameless. Again, he's doing what you should be doing, but Classic, he's deviating away into blink. Oracle pokes in, gets up to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 probes go down, recall just in time, the Oracle is saved. So far, nice start with the Oracle. Throwing down extra gateways, getting to 3-gate blinks so far. Pylon is still unscouted. Yo, that is brutal. Yeah, no scout in the pylons. We have a second pylon as well. Cancels the second Stargate, going for the Robo. So Shameless, he is now recognized. Hold up, you're not going Phoenixes. Something's wrong here. So does cancel, does go for the Robo. And why do we need the Robo? The Robo for immortal production. Remember, his opponent's going to have Mass Blink Stalker, and there's no way for Shameless to catch up in Stalker tech, so he needs Immortals instead. The problem here is that this is a late Robo, as it's a late realization out of Shameless. Let's go. So chat, do units on the high ground just get bonus damage? Units on the high ground have the vision advantage. You do need high ground vision to actually see what's on the high ground. So the advantage of said high ground is that you typically shoot first, right? You shoot first or shoot multiple times before your opponent can actually get up the ramp and get vision of you. There's no bonus damage associated. In Brood War and StarCraft Evolution, there is a mischance. I think it's like is it like 47% or something? It's just under 50%. But in Brood War and in StarCraft Evolution, there's a missed chance if you're shooting up a ramp and up into high ground, or if you're shooting into, is there an example of it here? If you're shooting into like tall grass, here, like this kind of tall grass or shrubbery, then there's also a missed chance as well. But that's not in base SE2. As classic for Ninja Base, okay. Ninja Base for classic, building up Mass Stalker. Classic even going to DTs, let's go. Go for the Dark Templar. And my concern here is that these Phoenixes haven't really achieved anything here. Like, these Phoenixes, typically they give you map control, they allow you to harass, they allow you to delay the third base, they allow you to be active as well. They're only just now moving out, and as the Phoenixes move out, Stalkers are moving in. Classic, he does commit. Revelation here on the Zealot. Phoenixes, they do turn back around, and Adepts, they shade in. Oh, sorry, DTs, I should say. Due to the pylon. The pylon is still there, by the way. DTs, they well into the bases. A probe's going to be going down. Nice snipe of the sentry. Very nice snipe. As DTs are just going to town. We still have Adepts behind this as well. Yeah, that one pylon. That's Revelation on one of the Dark Templar. There's still one more in the main there. There's still zero mining. There's a recall back home. Saves the Dark Templar. And Shameless still doesn't know. He still doesn't know that the call is coming from inside the house. As Classic is pushing. It's now pushing out, it's now pushing forward. And once again, the Phoenixes, they just have no pay for themselves. Like, they were big investments and they just were not worth it. They were not worth it. Adepts shading to the main. They one-shot probes. That's 6 more probes going down. Shameless was thinking, like, how do they keep getting in? What's going on? What's happening, Bat? I mean, it's too late. It's too little too late at this point. The damage has been done. Finally, the Phoenixes, they check. They find the pylon. It's been here since the start of the game. Finally, it does find it, and here comes the main army. We got a couple of Archons that will help against the Phoenixes when it comes to anti-air. There are 2 Immortals to defend. Oh. And here we just commit. Yeah, we just commit in. Now showing with the Prism. Charge is now done. And Prism is low. And Classic just snowballs out of control, catching out the Immortals. Oh my god, Prism goes down. The Phoenixes, they do what they can. But there's only so much they can do, Pappy. Only so much. As the final Immortal falls, now there's no more Ground Army. And with that, the Natural's broken. Classic, he snowballs out of control, busts into the Natural base. GG gets called, and Classic will take game number 2 and the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Classic, he will claim the series. Again, Shameless, he had a really good showing in game 1. Like, I can see this going to the ace match. We could have gone to the ace match. Shameless, he was ahead in the first game and then ended up slowly losing that lead. Here in game 2, it was a bit of a mind game where everything was kind of like screaming Phoenix Wars, and Shameless was kind of blindly assuming that, going for a second Stargate, building up mass Phoenixes. But we did mention, even before it occurred, that Classic, he's known for avoiding Phoenix Wars, opening up Phoenix, and then switching into Stalkers. Like, he's known for that. He did go for that here. Didn't even make the starting Phoenix, by the way. And then eventually it clicked here for Shameless that something weird was going on. He canceled the Stargate, started up the Robo as well. But the issue here is that we needed something to be done with those Phoenixes. It was a big investment, and there was no counter damage. We needed Shameless to be somewhat active with those Phoenixes, to hunt down workers, to scout across the map, and to hopefully find the pylon that was inside of the Natural, which was the game-winning move, of course. Like, non-stop DTs and Adepts just warping directly into the main base of Shameless. It was brutal. GG. GG, well played. Cheeky moves out of Classic, as Classic will claim the series, and that leads us into our next semis. Let's go. Gonna be jumping into a best of 3 between Hero and Clem. Este Hero, Este Clem. That was. Game 1 is gonna be on the Old Republic.